everyone, this is Lori Ann from It's All Primary, and if you are new to this channel, welcome and thanks for watching. This video was intended to be a video on reading and learning to read, and that video is still coming, but sometimes our plans go sideways. And if you've been following my story, you'll know that I spent the Christmas moving into a new classroom in a new school. And so this past week was my first week in my new classroom, my new school, and I am exhausted, crazy. But one of the things that I saw when I was in there was a home reading program. So this video is a little bit of this home reading program that is in the school that I'm in, and also when plans go sideways, as you will see after you see the video footage from yesterday. I'll come back on and we'll talk about home reading, and I'll show you also another home reading program that I have done when, and what happens when your school doesn't have a home reading program. Good morning. Good morning. Hi. Good morning. You want some food? Good morning. It is Friday, January the 10th. It is 6:35 and the power went off at about 4:30ish. I happened to be awake and I heard the little squeak that my clock radio makes when the alarm goes off. It is snowing, so that's always a great combination. Leaving early so I can get some breakfast. I'm going to go grab a tea, and then I'm going to show you the home reading program that the school that I started at. I've been there, today's 5th day, so I'll show you the home reading program and then we'll see what else happens. Okay, it's still snowing out there. The roads were good. I was driving behind a snowplow at one point. I stopped for a London fog and a muffin because I haven't eaten breakfast and I'm starving. I'm going to show you the home reading program that the school does. I think, as far as I know, every teacher or every class does it, and I've never seen it like this. This is actually quite, someone's really thought about this and tried to make it as least amount of work for the teacher as possible. So I'm going to show you the home reading program, and then I've got to stamp a bunch of books that belong to me. I always have a stamp. So it says I love chocolate, but I put this on the inside corner of all my books so the kids know that that book belongs to me. I don't give them my big hardcover books, but I do a lot of the smaller reader type books. But like I said, we'll start with the home reading, and then I'll see how much more time I have. I've got my markings already all done. I have a little bit more prep to do for this morning, and we'll see what happens. Log binder for the teacher, and when you open it up, she has on the left side expectations and instructional level, so you can keep track of where students are, whether they are reading at grade level. There's adult words in the back here, and then under every child's name there is a list of every bag of books, and all the books are out in the hall. I'll show you that in a moment. But the teacher, what they do is they grab a bag and then date it, and when the student returns it, they cross it back off and give them the next one. So I just started I gave this student this. They were finding that the books were too easy, so I just gave them this one, so when they return it I will cross it off and give them the next one. So these are the home reading books. Students are not allowed to use these for just random reading. I'll just get a little bit closer so you can see some of them. But each one has a level, and there are about 8 books per level, and when you open up one of these, there'll be bags for each level. and there's some, the Dolch words, sight words are in there as well. and they are to work on those at home. And these go all the way down to level K, which is the end of grade 1. For those students who finish or need a little bit extra support, they have all these big books over here. There's Elephant and Piggy and Amelia Bedelia and Dr. Seuss. So you can also sign those out, and they are also on the list for, that's in their binder. So on the students' side, they have a bag with their name on it, and they have, so this student has their reading in here, and then they have this duotang. And in this duotang is just a log of the books that they're reading, and things for the parents to do, questions that parents can ask while they're reading, encouraging them to read 10 to 15 minutes per day. And then they just write things here. And then again, so what I'll do is I'll glance at that just to make sure that they have in fact read the books that are in their duotang or in their bag, and then I will again check those off. The students away right now, so that's why I have it. And there's a few, one of the things I've noticed is there's some books in here that I have no idea whose they belong to, so I have to do a little bit of hunting down. And one of the students brought back books without a bag, so I've got to find out where the spare bags are. But yeah. Hi everyone, it is the bell rang about 15-20 minutes ago. Snowing when I got here. It was snowing until about first recess, and then it started raining around lunchtime. Now the flakes are scheduled to come back in the next half hour. So the principal just came on the intercom and said, please leave, so we want you to be safe. So I've got a bunch of work I'm going to try and get done, so I'm going to try and be out of here in about 15-20 minutes. The kids were actually, considering the excitement with the snow, they were pretty good today. We got a lot accomplished. I do have the last hour as finish up free time, and by the end of it, most of them had free. Just to follow up on the clip that I showed you regarding the home reading, I did approach the primary lead teacher just to find out who put that all together, and the primary department approached the PAC, the PAC, Parent Advisory Committee, to donate money to that program, and they donated $30,000. That's Canadian, probably a little over 20,000 American. There were several people that got together, ordered the books, ordered containers and bags for the books, and secretaries typed the labels, and some of the teachers typed up the sheets that you saw on the binder. So that was a massive project. I'm sure it was hundreds of hours, but it paid off because it's a fantastic home reading program. This is the first time I've seen one this detailed in a school, and maybe you've never seen one at all, and you've gone into one particular school and asked them what they do or what you do for home reading, and they basically respond with whatever you like. So I'm going to quickly show you what I have done in the past. I'm not a lover of logs, reading logs. I find it's one way of killing the love of reading, so I use them sparingly, but I do have one. This is it right here. I just made this with Word, and I have a letter that goes home at the beginning of the year. Usually I talk about it at Meet the Teacher Night, which is usually in the first couple weeks of school, and ask parents. Some classes and some years I haven't really needed to do a home reading until about November, December, when a report card's gone home and maybe the parents didn't think their child was it was as good as they thought it was, and then they ask for something for home reading. So then I do have just a template. It's what asking parents to read 10 to 15 minutes, not to give children the words right away, give them hints. Take turns reading. We call that shared reading or paired reading. But I have these bags, and I picked up the actual bags from Scholastic. I got a class set of them about 5 years ago. I don't see them anymore, but they do a bag similar to this. And I put in 10 books of the same level. So this is a level A. And there's Bob books in here, which I love. If you don't know Bob, get to know Bob. And then some other books, and I once in a while try and get a nonfiction in there as well. And then instead of doing a log, I have a couple sheets in here. First one is, it's called it's just an activity really. I get the kids to fill this out after they finish the bag. There are 10 books in there. So they read 10 and then they fill this out. What was your favorite book? What was your favorite character in that book? And then why, if you think the teacher should read the book to the class. Does this story remind you of any other story? And that's it. And I get them just to put their name at the top and then give this to me with the bag. So I have to replenish these into the bag each week, but that's it. Other than the quality of the bags, most of the books always come back. And the reason why is I took a little bit of extra time and I took a snapshot of all the books. I laid them all out on the carpet and I took a photo of them and I put this photo in the bag. So when a parent says I'm missing a book, I'll say, look at the photo in the bag. And I don't lose this. I've had pretty much 98% coming back because of this little guy right here. And I think, hello. Anyways, so that's been my home reading. Again, it just varies on the class and the year. And the needs of the kids, because some families have a large library of books, and so they don't necessarily need a home reading program, but some others don't. And really, as a teacher, particularly in the primary grades, even higher, if you're going to buy something and invest in books. That's the biggest thing. Even if you're a student teacher right now, don't buy anything really except books, because until you get into your room you don't know what you need, but books will be something you need. I don't have this on Teachers Pay Teachers, but I will. It'll be a freebie. You can download them and use at will if they help. If not, use them as a template to help you write your own. That's it for this week. I hope you enjoyed that. And if you have any comments or questions, please post them down below. And if you aren't a subscriber and like to see future videos, please subscribe and hit the notification bell. There will be some videos pertaining to reading in the next couple weeks. I have not forgotten about them. They are starting to be scripted. But I hope you have a terrific week. And again, if you've got an idea for a video that you would like to see, please put it in the comments below, and I will see you next week.